Do you feel it, people? Do you feel that big black cloud over mankind right now? Do you feel that big wet blanket that has been thrown over the populace? Do you feel that cloud of depression spreading in the collective unconscious? You can feel it. It's becoming palpable. It's uh it's really rather pathetic the way this thing is working. And I'm gonna use some inflammatory words here. The way this bullshit virus crap, okay, that they're spreading around psychologically, not actually, it's not actually spreading. I don't believe it for a freaking minute, okay. But the way that that everybody has fallen for this crap, I mean, you go on your emails, excuse me, you go on your emails, and every freaking email has this, and I don't want to even say it, COVID-19 or whatever the hell it is. Okay, that's just, and it's on every email, every company, everything that I subscribe to or that I get newsletters or whatever. It's everything is on there. It's on everything, people. Talk about massive brainwashing. Okay. You want to talk about massive psychological warfare. Okay. To where you can't turn anywhere without seeing that goddamn name on some kind of email, some kind of news report, some kind of whatever it is. I mean, you could even get you know, it's ridiculous. Okay, and this is exactly um, the fault of the masses. Okay, it's their own fault. Now they're going to pay the piper. What we need right now is V for Vendetta. Remember that movie, Anonymous? V for Vendetta. We need people to get off their asses, okay, and realize that this whole thing is a hoax, okay? It's a massive freaking hoax. Even if it was real, it was perpetrated by the powers to be, the dark ones, okay? You have to rise above this, people. You have to get it in your mind, okay, that this is a massive illusion. This is they're dummying up the numbers, okay? They're phoning up the numbers to make it look like everybody that goes in the hospital now or everybody that has a problem, it's this, that's what it is. Well, that's a friggin' lie, okay? Now, if you detect a little bit of anger in my voice today, it's because I'm just getting sick of the shit, okay? And you should be too. I mean, you got things out there like they're letting inmates out of jail, and I heard that today. And then they got another thing where they arrested some guy, some preacher in Florida, but I think he was a black guy, for having a church meeting. You realize, of course, that all these things are violation of your constitutional rights. And then they passed this bill with that name on there too. Okay, Congress just passed this bill, what, 2, 3 days ago? And it's just exactly what I said it was. It's just exactly what I said it was. It's part of the agenda, okay? It's part of the agenda to slip in all these little things, okay, that they try to slip in there. Now, I don't know if they've done it or not, but there was wording at one time, and I'm not going to sit there and read the whole thing because why fill my mind with bullshit, okay? But I guarantee you nobody's read the whole thing, and it's just like when 9/11 happened, okay? And I've said this in my previous videos. Some people are afraid to say that 9/11 was a hoax, that 9/11 was done by our own country against its own people. And that's exactly what it was, okay? And I don't give a damn who says otherwise. If you think otherwise, you're just ignorant, okay? Because there's enough truth out there. And there has been several documents recently released by the 9/11 Foundation from universities and all kinds of stuff showing that it was a complete snow job, okay, of the American public to complete an agenda, okay? And that's what this is. This is a snow job. It's a massive lie, okay? To complete their agenda of passing a bill, okay, like they did after 9/11 with the Patriot Act and the Department of Homeland Security and all that garbage, which everybody just got used to. And yeah, let's just get used to being having our Fourth Amendment rights taken away, Constitution, and our First Amendment. Let's just get used to it. It's okay. Uh, and that's what they're doing with this. Pass another bill, entitle it an emergency action here, so that we can put all kinds of nefarious bullshit in there. Okay, and that's what it is. It's more bullshit to take away your rights, okay, to take away your freedoms. I mean, what do you think this lockdown thing is, people? Wake up. Everybody's so scared. It's like, oh, yes, we have to comply with this because if we don't, somebody will get sick and die. And I mean, I can't even go on Pinterest without seeing this crap. Stuff like, well, if you don't stay at home, you're liable to kill somebody. Your actions are liable to kill somebody. Really? Really? I got some swampland in Florida, too, that you can buy real cheap. People really need to realize, okay, that they're putting the country in a mass depression, okay? And like I said in my last video, it's going to get worse, okay? The longer they let this go, the longer these phony governors, like the governor of this state in Nevada, this Sisolak, okay, who's in bed with big pharma, okay, as is the president of France and uh, numerous other people that are in bed with Trump, okay? All of these politicians are in bed with big pharma, okay, to promote the agenda of making what, billions of dollars. So I read a thing that said all of last year, big pharma made something like $600 billion, okay, but in just the last month, okay, just to put things in perspective here, they made something like 500 billion just in the last month, okay, because of this shit that they're laying on everybody's head. They're ramping up this and they're ramping up that. What are you going to do? Wait until they come looking for you with their police force, their order followers? And that's what the police are. They're order followers, okay? When the shit hits the fan and people like finally wake up and go, wait a minute, you know, we've been had here. This is all BS. I'm not following this program anymore. And then they'll send out the barking dog order followers, not to insult dogs, okay, but these hounds of terror, okay, they'll send them out Now, in this bill that was just passed, this emergency act, they may have, and I'm not completely sure on this, but they may have slipped in this thing that Trump has been wanting, and with his attack dog, Attorney General Barr. Okay, they may have slipped in a little bill in there that said that habeas corpus will be no longer existing under emergency law. Okay, do you know what habeas corpus is, people? In case you don't know, habeas corpus is a right when you're arrested to be brought before a judge in a certain amount of time. In other words, not held too long before you can be brought before a judge. But when they suspend habeas corpus, it means that they can arrest you and hold you indefinitely, okay, without taking you to a judge or without due process of law or any of that stuff, okay? So that may have been something that they slipped in. If they haven't slipped it in that bill, it's coming down the road here. It's coming down the road, and that's what they want to be able to do now. What if they decide, all of a sudden that hey, they want to institute a thing where they're going to make everybody take a shot, okay, take a vaccine? What are you going to do then? Because I mean, anybody that's of their right mind is not going to have something shot into their arms if they don't know what it is. Okay. And it's your right under the Fourth Amendment. That's a Fourth Amendment right. But if they suspend the Constitution, here's another thing I read. Bill Gates. Oh, your friendly Mr. Bill Gates. He's like Mr. Rogers, right? He looks not to have, uh, defile Mr. Rogers because he was cool, okay? But he looks like just this little guy in a sweater with glasses, and he looks just so innocent. Bill Gates, Bill and Melinda Gates, Bill Gates. You know what he said? He said the golden number of what the population in the world should be is the golden billion or whatever. That's the term he used. The 1 billion people. Okay, you know how many people? What, 7-8 billion people on the planet? What happens to the rest of the 6-7 billion people? Okay, and he's really into this inoculation shit. Okay, and he's really into making people get a shot. Okay, I got a shot for you, Bill. It's right here. Okay, that's the shot I got for you. And a lot of other people yeah, I'm in warrior mode today. You know, uh, I am in warrior mode. Does that mean I've lost my spirituality and that I'm not, you know, not thinking about all the stuff that I talked to you about in my previous videos? No, that doesn't mean that at all. It just means sometimes people ascend and descend. I'm kind of on this lower level right now in this reality, which is an illusion. Okay. But what did Krishna say to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita when he was like, man, I don't want to go out there and fight those people. I have friends on the other side. I don't want to get into battle. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And Arjuna did say to him, well, it is just an illusion. Okay. And he talked to him on that level. Okay. Now, am I advocating anything? Not really, but if I was, it should have been done a long time ago. At this point, it's kind of late, don't you think? Late in the game here. Here's another thing. People are out buying guns and ammo, and like it's disappearing off the shelf like you wouldn't believe. Okay. So what does that tell you? Well, there's certain people out there that go, hey, ooh, this ain't good here. What's going on? We better gear up. We better lock and load and stack the ammo up in the old closet here and see what the hell's happening, because you know what they're afraid of? They're afraid of their fellow man. I don't think they're I don't know if they're thinking about revolution, which is probably would be a better thing to think about. They're thinking about just buckling down in their houses and locking and loading and waiting for the hordes and the masses of people that can't get what they need or whatever to come knocking on their door, okay? Now, I don't know if this is what they intended with this shit, but if they don't do something soon, okay, like, okay, it's time for everybody to go back to work, it's time for all the businesses to open, it's time to release this black cloud that we have put everybody under. I mean, do you realize, people, that it's been only, what, a couple of months? See, January, February, here we are at the end of March. This thing supposedly started in January. Here's another thing. I found an article. On a website, because I was just cruising around and I was looking at different. Actually, I was trying to look and see what was in this bill they just passed, and this happened to pop up. And I look at everything. I'll read anything if it interests me and it rings a bell. Okay. So this article pops up about where this may have. Well, of course, it was originated in Wuhan province in China. That much they know, supposedly. Okay, supposedly. How did it originate there? Who was numbers 10 patient or whatever? Well, what they're finding out now, and this is truth, and this was on Veterans Today. Okay, was the name of the website, and come to find out, we had sent military personnel over to China into that Wuhan province. Okay, for some kind of military, some kind of athletic games. Okay. So we sent all these military people. It was a military athletic game contest, some type thing like that. So we sent all these military people over there, a big team of military people that did rather poorly. Okay, they came in 35th. Okay, out of all the countries. I mean, Korea and Mexico and China and all these people. Come to find out, these people that were sent over there were in this very location. They stayed in hotels and partied and stuff and did stuff in this very location in the seafood market area in China, in Wuhan province, where this thing originated. Okay? So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? I often said that the CIA or somebody like that, okay, planted this, if it's real, okay, planted this thing over there, okay, planted it there. Now, guess what? It's eradicated over there. It's gone. All of a sudden, the Chinese, I don't know what they did, okay, but here in the rest of the world, it's still going on. It's still going on, and they blew this thing up all out of proportion. The numbers are skewed. They don't make any sense whatsoever. Nobody knows unless you're a doctor or a biochemist or an authority on diseases or whatever. Okay, that nobody knows what's real and what isn't real. I mean, you could have people dying in the hospital and have a bunch of doctors that are with the dark ones or the deep state or have been directed to do this. write out a death certificate and say, oh yeah, they died of this when they didn't really, okay? I mean, there's all kinds of ways to dummy up numbers, to scare people, to make people frightened, to make them feel like they want to lock themselves in until these people start getting anxious, these people start getting anxiety, these people start to flip out because of this big black cloud or this wet blanket over mankind right now. This perpetuation of evil, okay, over mankind. So again, people, the people out there that are buying into this, the people that are fearful, the people that are, oh my God, what am I going to do? And all this crap. You know what? You deserve what you get in a way. This is your karma. I hate to say that. I mean, it makes me feel bad to say that because I have a good spot in my heart for mankind. I really do. I have a good spot in my heart. I want everybody to live from that light, that love light in the heart that was meant by the Creator, for us all to be united into oneness under that beautiful, all-embracing natural law, okay, in nature. But people, you do have a responsibility. You can't just blow off spirituality, okay? You can't just blow off common sense. You can't just blow off your responsibility to not be enslaved, okay? To not be tricked. And what does that take? Well, in my series on natural law, you might want to go back and review it, okay, on this channel, Natural Law, the good work. It's your responsibility, okay, to gain knowledge. It's your responsibility to gain knowledge, okay? Knowledge is power, and knowledge brings wisdom, okay? And these people would not be able to put one over on everybody, to pull the wool. I'll use that old saying too, pulling the wool over somebody's eyes, okay? Throwing a wet blanket on the multitudes, creating a giant hoax so that they can achieve this new world order, okay? This agenda 21, or the Georgia Guidestones, or whatever it's called, okay? And do you think that that's going to be a great thing? Some people go, oh, well, it might not be so bad if we had a new world order and everybody was under one law, and they took all the guns away, and that way nobody would be out there killing each other, and there wouldn't be any violence anymore, and we'd all be taken care of because they'd probably give us paychecks, and it would be like a communal society, We'd all be one, and we'd all be happy, and we wouldn't have to worry about anything because they would have everything under control. Do you really think that that's something that you want to buy into, people? Because that's where it's going. That's exactly where it's going. You ever see the movie or read the book Brave New World by Huxley? Have you ever read 1984? Do you realize that once people are put into that situation where they're completely controlled, all of a sudden weird things start happening, okay? Like, let's say one of the weird things would be anybody that's my age or around my age, a person that is considered an elder, whatever. might just find themselves disappearing off the scene. Why? Because that doesn't fit in with the perfect utopian society. And if we have to reduce the population, well, let's take out the elderly and let's take out some of the sick kids and let's take out people that have infirmities. And instead of healing them, okay, instead of using technology to help people, these wacky doodle people like Bill Gates want to take people out, okay? Take your grandmother and grandfather and take them off to the camps, okay? Just like Hitler did, okay? So people, you've let this get this far, you've let this get out of hand. And my sympathy is wearing thin. It's wearing thin with you people out there. And by you people, I don't mean the ones that watch me and understand what I'm saying and have been following me. Okay? I'm talking about the people that buy into politics and, oh yeah, we'll vote for our guy and he'll get us out of this and he's the one, he's going to save our ass. And yeah, we'll vote him in and he'll keep his promises and not. Don't even go there. And that's where you've gone. That's where everybody has gone. Right down the tubes. Okay. Little handle on the toilet. Flush. Okay. That's where you're going. And I hate to break it to you like this, but that's the God honest truth. And you've let this get out of hand because of your wanting to bend over, okay, and let them give it to you. It's time to wake up, people. It's time to take your power back, just like in the movie V for Vendetta. It's time for everybody to get up and go, no, we're not going to take this shit anymore. What would they do if everybody just went, no, sorry, not going to do this anymore. This is going down the wrong road here. This is going down the wrong road. Don't be afraid to speak your mind like I am. Don't be afraid to talk to other people. What do you think this social distancing is for? Hello? Wake up. What do you think social distancing is for? They don't want people talking to each other about what's going on, although they will. My life partner, myself, if we go to the store and we got to wait in a line, guess what? We're talking. We're talking. We're finding out if everybody's buying into this and why they're buying into it. Okay? So don't buy into the bullshit. Don't buy into the BS of, don't let these people throw a wet blanket over society and pull the wool over your eyes. It's time for you to wake up, okay? Now, I have done some videos in the past about overcoming fear and anger and all that stuff. And I don't want to make you too angry, but a little righteous indignation is okay. And sometimes if you need to vent, vent, okay? Don't be a mouse. Don't be a little rabbit scurrying around afraid of its own shadow, okay? Oh, we can't go outside now. Oh, really? Really? It's time to break the hold of the dark ones, and it's time to listen to what I'm saying and listen to what other people who have truth, and there's other people out there that are speaking the same thing. David Icke, okay? And then you have the Rutherford Institute, the man John Whitehead, who's a lawyer, who's a constitutional lawyer. Don't think I'm alone here. Don't think that I'm some kind of radical here. Because there's people out there that can see things very clearly, that are very lucid thinkers, okay? And come from a high level of consciousness. And that's what it takes It takes a high level of consciousness, a high level of perception, a high level of lucid thinking. So get with it, people. I'm going to leave this video here right now today. Say peace to you, Amun Ra, and hope you do something about this. Hope you wake up. Hope you share this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. I don't care what you do. Just tell other people, okay? And don't buy into this hook, line, and sinker to where they just got you so scared that you're going to do anything, all right? I'll leave it there. I'm out of here.